everyone, Gianni Rubino here at Windows Central. We're at the Microsoft event here in New York City where a bunch of, well, Surfaces were announced, including that one back there, which you can barely see. That is going to be the Duo, which was the surprise announcement. On top of the surprise announcement, which was the Neo. The Neo is the foldable PC we've been talking about, also known as Centaurus, and the Duo is the new foldable phone that's coming out that runs Android. Now, I actually got to touch and use both of them. Not that one back there, they won't let us touch it, but back in the room, I got to try them out. They wouldn't let me do photos of it. It is still prototype hardware, but it is working hardware, which is remarkable. Let's first talk about the Neo. That is the foldable PC. It's gonna be 13.1 inches in total display size. It's around 9 inches for each display. I don't have a resolution on it. They wouldn't talk about that. It does have LTE though, which is super cool. And it does run Windows 10X, which is also known as Windows Core OS or Windows Lite as we've been calling it. That is a modular version of Windows. So it is still technically Windows, but the UI layer is now made for folding devices. And that's what it's going to be used for. So in other words, other companies like Dell, HP, Lenovo, and Asus will also be having similar devices when this launches in 2020 around the holiday season. Now the device also has Windows Hello infrared for facial recognition, and it's going to be running a special new processor, also known as Intel Ice Lake. It's sort of a customized version of Ice Lake. It's supposed to be powerful. Overall though, I will say in holding the device, it is absolutely immaculate. It is, I'm going to say it right now, the best hardware the Surface team has ever created. It's hard to explain, but it's very thin, way thinner than you would think it would be. It's all glass on the outside and of course dual glass displays on the inside. It just feels really premium. Those displays also rotate the other way. It's a 360-degree hinge, which is something we thought it would be, but it definitely is. That allows you to use it as a pure tablet experience where you get a single tablet display. Of course, you can fold it out to a large tablet display. You can also do landscape mode, and it can go into a composer mode where it then has a software keyboard. There's also a physical keyboard, which is an accessory that you have to buy separately along with the pen, so keep that in mind. We don't know the price of any of this stuff yet though. That keyboard though flips around and slides around on the screen, and it's really, really cool how it works. It sticks in the back of the device, and when you need it, it just flips around using all magnets. I tell you, it's such a creative device, and it just works so well in the few minutes I got to spend with it. It also has a pen that will stick to the back as well. Just a really, really neat experience that really combines everything the Surface team has been working on into one singular device. Now let's talk about the Duo. So there's some questions around this. It is absolutely running Android OS. I have to make that clear. I know some people think it's running Windows 10X that emulates Android. That's not the case. This is pure Android. In fact, Microsoft is working with Google and the Android team specifically on this version of Android. And I say version, but it is still just regular Android. So when you pick it up and use it, it's going to feel like an Android experience. Everything is going to be basically the same. It's just optimized for this hardware. Now, one of the reasons why they're announcing this so early, a year in advance, is to bring developers along for the ride. Most apps will kind of just work on this device. There's no issue there, but some won't. For instance, Kindle automatically works. You can play it on one screen and then stretch it out and it just jumps to the full display. But other apps may not do that, so they're creating a set of APIs that overlaps with the Neo device too, that allows apps to basically jump between these two screens. Really kind of cool stuff. Of course, they also just want to tell the story in the development of this as it goes along for the next year. Overall though, the device, smaller than I thought it was actually. It's very light, it's very thin. And I've used the Huawei Mate X, I've played with the Samsung Fold here. This actually blows it out of the water because it's thin, it's slim, it just feels really cool. I just want to put it in my pocket. It just felt really, really amazing. It has a fingerprint reader, so instead of Windows Hello, it's a fingerprint reader on the side. It uses USB Type-C on the bottom with fast charge as well. It's running a Snapdragon 855. Now I know what you're saying. Wait a second, Dan, it's coming out next year. There's gonna be like an 860 865 out there. And you're probably right. Microsoft is not committing to the 855. They're just saying this version we're playing with today was running that. But very likely when it comes out next year, it'll probably be running, yes, the latest Snapdragon chipset. As far as 5G, they wouldn't say about that, whether or not it's coming or not. I think they're trying to see if they can get 5G in there, but they're not committing to it, but it very well could happen. Now, in terms of dimensions, we're talking an 8.3-inch display. That's 5.6 inch for each display, and it is only 4.8 millimeters thin. I'm telling you, when this thing is folded, it's thinner than most of your smartphones already. It's just a really remarkable design. All right, so there are some quick thoughts of my hands-on with both these devices. Sorry I couldn't show you more. They wouldn't allow us to do photo or video, but I did get to play with the hardware. I'm super impressed. I am surprised they're putting Android on a phone and using it themselves, but they promised a very much Microsoft productivity-based experience, and overall, it was just really cool. I can't wait to get this stuff next year. I'm sure you'll also be hearing more from Microsoft's partners about their own devices. But you tell me, what do you think? Are you excited about an Android Microsoft phone? I think a lot of you have asked for it, but you tell me in comments if you think this is a good idea. And what about that Neo? Is that the Surface you really want? Let me know. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.